Hi, this is Matthew Cratter from Trader University. And today I want to talk about how to earn interest on your Bitcoin or how to earn interest on your other cryptocurrencies. If you follow Bitcoin, if you're interested in crypto or Bitcoin, be sure to hit that subscribe button because I'm going to be making a lot more videos about this space. Now, I've been getting a lot of reader questions about how exactly to earn interest on Bitcoin. And I think probably the most interesting site I found is BlockFi, BlockFi.com. And this one basically, they provide sort of a central clearinghouse where people deposit Bitcoin with them, they pay them interest, and then they lend out, they make loans as well. So a little bit like a Bitcoin bank. This one seems to have some pretty legitimate funding. They've been backed, they've raised money from Volar Ventures, which is a VC fund that's run by my old boss, Peter Thiel. I have no affiliation, by the way, with any of these companies. But BlockFi looks like the most interesting one. Basically, if you go in and look it up, you can see that you're earning approximately 6% if you deposit. So what you basically do is you buy Bitcoin on Coinbase or Gemini or Kraken or one of these crypto exchanges, and then you transfer your Bitcoin or your Ethereum to BlockFi, and then they pay you interest, and it looks like it adjusts monthly. But right now, sort of the APY, if you annualize what you're getting on 0 to 5 Bitcoin, so there's no account minimum, you're making about 6%, 6.2%. Obviously, this can move around. Now, this is a very good rate considering where the 10-year Treasury is at 1.7, 1.8%. But what are the risks? Well, I think the biggest risk is that you do not, and the biggest problem I have with earning interest on your Bitcoin is you give up control of your private keys. So just as you should never store your Bitcoin on an exchange, I think it's equally risky to store your Bitcoin in a place like this. Now, this looks like a completely legitimate company. There are other companies like this. There is, what is this one called? Celsius Network. It looks like they're paying, I just put in one Bitcoin here. They're paying $408 roughly. Bitcoin is $9,278. So that's about a 4.4% return, not quite as good as BlockFi. But again, when I'm looking at this, and I'm a firm believer that Bitcoin has a very good chance of going up to 100,000 in the next year and a half, 2 years, and then eventually going to $1 million. You can check out this paper by Plan B on modeling Bitcoin's value with scarcity if you're not familiar with the stock to flow argument. But I ask myself, why would you risk giving up your private keys to earn 6% or 4% when Bitcoin could go up 4 or 6% in a single day? It could also go down. It could go to 0. There's still a chance of that. But I think if you're playing Bitcoin for the long term and really for this multiplier effect to make 100, 200, 500 times on your money, it has sort of a call option effect because of that. Why in the world would you settle? Like, well, I guess doing this, you make a little bit extra Bitcoin, 6% more Bitcoin a year, and you can use that. So there would be some compounding effect. But to my way of thinking, it's more than overwhelmed by the fact that you're giving up your private keys and you're not really controlling your Bitcoin. It brings back memories of Bitconnect, which was a little bit different, but they had this scammy, supposedly trading software that was promising people 40% returns a month. And again, if you see stuff like this, especially short-term promises like this, it's absurd. And people who deposited their Bitcoin here ended up losing everything. This was definitely a Ponzi scheme and a fraud. So what I would say is buy some Bitcoin if this is something that meets your risk tolerance. And after you consult with a financial advisor, make sure you control your private keys, hold it in a hardware wallet, not on an exchange, not in a Bitcoin bank. Maybe I've been playing around with the idea of maybe putting a little bit of Bitcoin in here just to see what happens. But earning 6% in your money is not that great. And I think considering the risks one is taking, because this can be a completely legitimate company, can be doing everything right, and they can still have their security be compromised. And I think you personally will do a better job of taking care of your private keys. So for these reasons, I'm not really in favor of this, but these look like sort of the two leaders in the space if this is something that interests you. As for me, I'm holding my Bitcoin for the long term and for the big haul. And if you want to follow along and see what I'm doing with my Bitcoin, you can click the link in the description notes below to get access to see everything I'm doing with my account and all the trades I place. Be sure to hit that subscribe button if you found this useful, and let me know your comments in the section below, and hope to see you in the next video.